I'm a I'm a stand up for Kawhi.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
Okay, guys. So if you know anything that's anything, really anything, kind of anything, really anything, really anything, anything basketball, you know about the Zion situation, and it is not a pretty one whatsoever. Before we talk about that, if you want to support the channel, as always, you can subscribe, you can like, you can join the Discord, join the group chat, please. It is an amazing group chat. Or you can become a Patreon YouTube member. It's only $2 per month. All right, so let's talk about this. I found this so interesting because I've seen a narrative around Twitter about Zion, and in the Spurs community, many people are comparing Zion to the Kawhi Leonard situation. Now, I'm going to get into that, but before I do, I want to talk about what JJ Redick said about Zion before I give my thoughts on it. So he says here, Pelicans just traded for CJ McCollum. Reach out and say hello. Look, I was his teammate. I can describe him as a detached teammate. Now, if you want to hear him say it, this is partly of his soliloquy. All right, this is part of it.
I wasn't the best player on any team I was on, but if there was a buyout possibility, if there was a trade possibility, I would always reach out to team. I called Ersan Ilyasova, I called Marco, I called Wes Matthews.
First and foremost, JJ Redick is a phenomenal vet. Okay, JJ Redick was a very good teammate. He was always pretty vocal as far as depending on his teammates and him being there. Even on the court, he was very vocal. So I'm not surprised at all. And I'm also not expecting or setting some type of weird precedent or pedigree for other players to reach what JJ Redick was as a leader. So I wouldn't put that necessarily on Zion, but everything else that he's saying is complete facts.
Trying to get him to come to Philly. Like, this just shows a complete lack of investment in your team, in the organization.
I completely agree. So what he's talking about is basically Zion did not reach out after CJ McCollum became a Pelican at all. And JJ Redick is basically saying, look, I played with him and he is not a good teammate. That's basically what he's saying, like without saying it. That's exactly what he's saying.
In the city, I get that he's hurt and away from the team, but you just traded for one of the 50 best players in the league.
Is CJ McCollum a top 50? Yeah, he's a top 50.
A guy that's supposed to be paired with you. Reach out and say hello. This is a pattern of behavior with Zion.
See, when he says this is a pattern of behavior, he's actually saying that he's seen this continuously. So he's probably seen it, which obviously he would have seen it more times than we've seen it. This is not a good situation at all. Okay, this is bad.
That we are seeing again and again. And look, I was his teammate. I can describe him as a detached teammate. That is an accurate statement. This is basic level of humanity being a teammate.
A little loaded, basic level of humanity, but you get the picture. This is basically what JJ Redick is saying about your boy Zion. Now, I've seen Spurs fans start to compare this to Kawhi, and I'm gonna stick up for Kawhi just slightly, okay? First and foremost, I see the similarities, all right? I see that Zion, obviously his family members have, made an impact on him in which saying, hey, let's get out of the Pelicans. So with that one-to-one comparison, sure, yeah, there is some type of similarity there. But here's the biggest difference, okay? This is like maybe the biggest difference between Zion and Kawhi Leonard. At least Kawhi Leonard was a winner. Like, I say so many negative things about him at times. Obviously, I still love the memories I have of Kawhi. Like, I have a figure here of Kawhi. So, like, I really do, and, think back on those memories fondly. But honestly, Kawhi wasn't, like, not a gym rat. And I have an idea that Zion is not necessarily a gym rat. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, he's very physical. He's a very tough player. He plays hard. But at the same time, man, him not taking care of his body, I know it's through a lot of injuries. I know that's probably a lot on you, but him not taking care of his body, it speaks volumes of the character there. Like, I could never picture Kawhi Leonard not being in physical, physical, the physical bare minimum pedigree that you need to be as an NBA player, and Zion is not there. even with Kawhi's injuries, he still stays fit. He still manages to stay fit. And with all of the different, because some people say, well, you know, Zion is things going on with him. But I'm sorry, guys. When you have this amount of fame and this amount of money, you can be as fit as you want to be. Like, it's literally on you. You can hire so many different chefs. You can hire so many different nutritionists. You can hire so many different trainers. It's on you. And when it comes to Zion, yeah, there are similarities between him and Kawhi where Zion doesn't talk with his teammates often. Kawhi Leonard kind of had that idea too. He didn't do it often either. But one thing Kawhi never did, he never sold us short. He never, ever sold us short. When he played for the San Antonio Spurs, he was giving 120% every single time he was on the court. Now, that one season obviously was terrible that he wasn't even there. And that's kind of partially how Zion's doing it now. But when he was on the court, when he was coming to practice, when he was there, he was physically fit. He was ready, and he was absolutely ready to go. He never sold the fans short. And I feel like Zion at this point is selling fans short. Not only that, now here's probably the biggest difference between him and Kawhi, in my opinion. Kawhi Leonard, by the time that we had all this drama, he had a finals MVP. Like, he was a champion. Like, we won a championship with Kawhi Leonard. Like, I'm not saying that, you know, it was right or anything like that. Obviously, it was terrible what happened. But he had won a championship. Zion hasn't done anything with the Pelicans. Like, he's put up some good numbers, but he's done nothing, like literally nothing for him to get to the point where it start having, you know, talks about he wants to be here, he wants to be there. This type of mentality, I feel like this type of player would never be able to win a championship with this type of mentality. Like, I'm not saying that you absolutely have to stay with the franchise 110% of the time, but I will say, I think, at least, and I could be completely wrong, okay? If any Pelicans fans out there, anybody that's more familiar with the franchise than me, please teach me. But overall, I've seen the Pelicans franchise as doing quite a bit to try to get better. And the only issue or big issue that they're having is that, yeah, their star player isn't there. And I don't think he's doing much to really be there. And yeah, this just speaks volumes of your character as well. Like, not even saying welcome. And here's another thing too. I don't know a lot about Kawhi Leonard because obviously he's a very like hush-hush, low-key player. But one thing about Kawhi I will say is that he does talk to his teammates. Now, that one season, that was terrible. I think he had a lot of influences with his uncle, a lot of things going on. He did have some underlying injuries, but I think the San Antonio Spurs took decent care of him. But when he went to other franchises, they didn't take as good care of him, obviously, right? But with that being said, I think that Kawhi Leonard at least talks around the league. Like, he's still close to DJ. Like, DJ said that they still talk here and there. But I don't know what's going on with this Zion situation. But like I said, okay, I'm rambling quite a bit. I say all that to say this. Zion Williamson has not done anything in the league. And I feel like for you to merit wanting to get out of some franchise, this is the worst way to do it. And it's very borderline James Harden-y to do it this way. It's really gross. I really don't like it. It's dreadful. But with that being said, look, I just think that you shouldn't compare him to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi, I'm not crazy about him. I do love the memories, but he won a championship. Okay, he at least did that. But you guys let me know what you think. I don't know. I feel like you have to really accomplish some things before you start like saying, "Oh yeah, I need to get out of here." And you're not even physically fit, man. I don't know. This whole situation sucks. I'm sorry if you're a Pelican fan. But anyways, you guys want to support the channel as always. Only $2 per month. But yeah, I'll get with you later. Until next time. Deuces.